hopefully I have enough time. Namaste, my beautiful queens, kings, if any, because narcissism does exist in females as well. But narcissism exists in females much less. Girls, before I even start, I want to explain because so many people think absolutely wrong that narcissist is in love with himself. Girls, this is as far away from the truth you can even imagine. I have to explain you and tell you what it is, because I doubt many of you are gonna go and read books or articles. This is another reason. This is what really frustrate me, my beauties. What frustrate me that now you have information under your fingertips. It's in your phone. You can go Google and you can put their narcissism symptoms, behavior, or high value woman, or how to heal childhood traumas, or what do I need to do. It's out there. We are not living in the time of Inquisition, when Catholic faith would torture and burn people alive at a stake for owning a book, or for knowing something, or just because you are beautiful, or because you have red hair, or because you have green eyes, or because you know that chamomile is good herb for treating some illness. That lasted for almost 600 years. The torture devices Inquisition used, you can look it up online. It lasted 600 years. For any information for any book for anything or something you say against the church, you're gonna be taken to the basement, where you're gonna be broken bones. They're gonna take your skin off. They're going to pierce you while you're still alive, and tear your eyes out, and do all kinds of wonderful things. If you are lucky and you're gonna die, then you're lucky. If you're not lucky, after all this torture, they're going to put you at a stake and burn you alive. They consider this as a part of their Catholic faith, and they've done it for almost 600 years. We are not living in those times anymore. You have the information in your phone, but you still fall for horrific experiences, while you could avoid those experiences if you just educate yourself, my beauties. Educate yourself. You don't even have to read anymore. There are now videos. There is this phenomenal website, Gaia.com. Gaia is absolutely the best thing would happened. I am happy that I've lived till the time when I've seen Gaia happening to us. So I will be talking about the truth about narcissism, what they are, why narcissist and empath, why they are so drawn to each other. If I don't have enough time, please click the second part. Because I got to explain you what it is and why you must not try to change it. I'm not going to talking about against narcissism. I will be talking why you cannot change anything. So, what is a narcissism? Who is a narcissist? Why 80, not 80, I would say 90% of narcissists are men. Why is that? Because female energy tends to be not lose the connection with the source, even when we're going through terrific experiences in childhood and youth. But the boy, when the boy faces terrific experience in his childhood, or a painful experience in his childhood, what happens is that trauma usually turns into NP, narcissistic disorder. So Now I'm gonna explain. Please listen to me. Please share this video because people don't understand what it is. So, narcissist, it's not someone who is in love, because you know the myth. I hope all of you know the myth about Narcissus, who was so in love with himself that he stared at his own reflection in the river the whole day, and he died when he could no longer stare at his own reflection. You can go and check the mythology. But it is the wrong concept. This is wrong. It has nothing to do with it. Narcissist is someone who how to say, they have this emptiness inside emptiness. What does it mean? Please listen to me carefully. The whole inside, my kid is yelling out there. I'm gonna go tell him something. So where were we? So narcissist is not someone who is in love with himself and he doesn't love anybody else and he's taking care of his inner world. Absolutely wrong. Who is a narcissist? Deep hole inside, emptiness inside. Like, why you can't heal a narcissist? Imagine this cup doesn't have the bottom. So anything you are going to pour into this cup is going to go out of here. This is what they have inside. The warmth which they receive from people, why so many of them become famous, become successful, because they must achieve. So the more the better. Why? So this admiration and the love keeps on coming here. They are never satisfied with, they cannot have enough love, enough adoration, enough nothing. This is one of the reasons you have to understand you cannot heal a narcissist with the love, because what happens, why narcissist and empath instantly attracted to each other, because what happens to empath sees that wound, empath sees the emptiness, empath sees this pain which he doesn't want to admit. And what happens is human magnet syndrome, the codependent narcissistic trap. What happened? Ross Rosenberg has about 1,000 videos. What happens? You see a narcissist, you don't know who the hell he is, narcissist or whatever. You're an empath. Empath is a specific soul group from specific dimensions and levels and vibrations. Empath always come to try to change and rise the vibration of this planet from I will kill you for your $1,000 or for your man to love is the main thing. So you see a narcissist, especially if it's a karma they're involved, and you instantly feel and know, I gotta heal him. I have to heal him. I must try to heal him. And you start pouring, because you're an empath, and you start pouring your love. And can you feel this cup? And there is no bottom here. You can't. This hole, why is this hole there? Why is this hole, my beautiful queens? Because he is disconnected with his true self, with his true essence, with his feelings, with his emotions. He forbids himself to feel. He forbids himself to feel anything. But It's unbelievable that the best actors of all time, since the time of Greece till today, would be a narcissist, because they are geniuses in acting the feelings and emotions which they in real life forbid themselves to feel. And also, here comes covert narcissist. What it means, wearing masks. Why they wear masks? Not because they're beasts. I mean, they are kind of beasts, but they have a reason for that. A mask to receive love. That's why they become extremely famous. Why they are becoming famous? It's a need. They need to become famous. Why they need to become famous? The more famous they are, the more people love them, the more love comes to this bottomless cup, the more. This is why, my dear beauties, when again you see it among famous people, you probably saw many times pop stars, all kind of stars, when they stop being as adored and loved, many of them go into deep depression. And the scariest and the most terrifying thing, what happens to them, they commit a suicide. Why they commit a suicide? Because they stop receiving this love from people and they become empty, because inside there is no love. So can you heal a narcissist with love? Absolutely not. It's gonna go, you're gonna give your all, you're gonna be empty and dry and destroyed, and he will leave you, and he will go and find himself another victim, because he constantly needs that supply of love. He constantly needs it. And if he wrote a song, I don't know, Macarena, and while this song was popular, he was all happy, then 10 years later, everybody forgot Macarena, whatever it is, whatever song. Narcissist is going to go into deep depression. He's going to start drinking or using drugs or trying to sleep with different women, or he's going to be on psychological, all the psychotic pills, because he constantly needs to be filled with love, because inside of them, there is no love. They don't have they have hole inside, because he's disconnected, as I told you already, especially twin flames. This is his soul, this is him. They are disconnected. He's not connected with himself. And what is the soul? Soul is feelings. Soul is emotions. And how it happened, how this trauma happens. When does a narcissist loses the contact with his true self? It is always in childhood, especially before the kid turns 8, especially if it happens before age 2 and 8. So what happens? Could be this, the grown-ups, his parents, or his whoever was taking care of him, this child was given away. For example, I've unfortunately had an example of narcissist in my family. My mom, and she left her husband, not my father, different man, basically in a pajama, holding 2 kids by their hands, because it was a terrible person. And because she couldn't take care of both of them, she kept my eldest brother, and she gave away my second brother to her mother, to grandma, where he was loved and he was good, taken care of. But mother gave him away to grandma. Mama abandoned me. Whatever reasons she had, it wasn't good enough reasons for him. Mama gave away a child. It means she abandoned a child, especially, and in his case, it lasted, I think, 2 years. So what happens? a kid was abandoned, or one of the parent abandoned him, or in a family there was a child who was loved and more attention was paid to this child. The second one was constantly compared to the first one. Look at your sister, or look at your brother. You see, he's good, you're bad. He's smart, you're stupid. So what happens? Or it can be a child who constantly compared to other children. You see, this girl, she is, AAA student, and you are so what happens? The criticized child, the shamed child, the abandoned child, the neglected child, one of the parents left, or both of the parents left, or something happened, or they didn't leave, but what happens that he only was loved when they didn't love him for the way he is. You see what happens, how narcissist is formed. He's not born narcissist. What happens is, especially as I said, from age 2 to 8, it could be later too, it could be in teenage year, but this is basically happened from age 5 to 8, 2 to 8. So parents compared him or neglected him or abandoned him, whatever. But what happens is the emptiness inside comes from not knowing who is there inside. So he doesn't take himself as the personality. He doesn't know who he is. He was devalued as a person, and he was only valued for his achievement. For example, he goes to school and he gets, some award. It's an award. Narcissists are about award. Why? When he gets an award, then he feels that he is worth of something. Inside them, they don't love themselves. They don't accept themselves. They very often hate themselves, doubt their own talents. Even those, many, as I already said, the most famous artists, actors, singers, performers are narcissists. But they constantly require this love to keep on coming, because they don't have enough of it, because it's a hole here. So now what happens? When he was little, he was only valued for something he achieved. So he got some award in school, or he got praised in school. So what happens? So don't do it to your children. Oh, you are a good boy. You got an award. Then he's like, here, Mom, this is for you. I got this red pen. Oh, I am so proud of you. I got this beautiful pen. Now go and bring me more. So even if Mama doesn't say that, it's stuck in him at a period of time that if I am the best, if I get awards, if everyone says I'm a good boy or a good girl, if something, then Mama, so he gets that people only can love him if he's this perfection of some sort. So this is where come narcissist and covert narcissist. Well, this covert means he wears multiple masks. So people love him for the masks he's wearing, and they are wearing masks for so many years that they are terrified when comes a moment and someone asks them, or a situation asks them, who are you behind those masks you are wearing? Who are you? You are not your name. You are not your profession. You are not your religion. Give me a break. Religion is a cage. Who are you? And he won't be able to tell you. That's why if he becomes less, if he was like the best doctor or the best, psychologist or a best singer or a best performer or best musician, and suddenly he becomes not the best, that's a nightmare. A nightmare, because if he's not on the best, if he's not on the top of a pyramid, it means that someone gets that love, and he's not getting this love anymore. They're terrified to look inside of themselves. So value, devalue, where this comes, I need water. They always require the value from outside. They identify their own personality and themselves with their either success or failure. They absolutely sure that love only exists for something. They don't believe in love. How many, you see, the twin flames, they are very highly, it's a very high vibration, highly vibrational. So they act like narcissists, of course, because they're so magnetic and so talented. And unfortunately, this is the pretty this is pretty spread. I mean, like I had seen one twin flame who was not having a narcissist, a male twin flame, but mainly they do have the tendency of narcissism. This is one, because this is one of the lessons. So when a twin flame comes into his life and just loves him because loves him, not because he has this pen, or not because he has this ears, or not because he has something, they absolutely don't believe it. And what happened? They devalue love. So when love comes, when you come into the life of narcissist, especially if there is karma, and God forbid you're a twin flame, you are screwed up, because you gotta prove him that, you know, that love actually is love, and you can love him just because of him, that you don't want nothing from him, and you don't need nothing from, it's just you're trying to pull him from this. What happens, karmic or twin or anyone, what happens when you come into the life of narcissist with your goddamn love? They will devalue you, and they will devalue your love. This is how they protect themselves from facing themselves. Because what love does to anyone, love transforms. Love requires transformation. You know, here, connect with your soul. Embrace your soul. Connect with it. Look inside of your soul. Oh, I am so beautiful. I didn't know I'm so beautiful. Why didn't you tell me before? I told you. It took you 20 years to figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. So, devalue. He will devalue your love. He will devalue you. Even if he doesn't do it outside because he wants to squeeze you dry, he will do it inside. Inside, he'll tell you, he'll find himself an explanation who you are. The only thing he will never believe, that you are pure, your soul is pure, and you do love him, and he does deserve love, and you just love him just because of him, nothing else. This is his protection of his own, what he believes. Devalue. Because he disconnected with himself in his childhood. So he got disappointed in the world, in love, and many of them become so aggressive narcissists, you know, so-called cruel narcissists. Some of them are not very cruel, some of them are very nasty. Why is that? Because once his world, it's a page of swords, once his world was destroyed in his childhood, he realized that this world is screwed up, or worse word. So he constantly compares himself to the other, and they constantly look at the others around him, and he compares himself to the other, and he must be always the best. Why is that? Because his parents did it to him. They compared him to everybody, and only if he was the best, then he was loved. Constantly value what he did, what he didn't do. They constantly give him an example. This is how, unfortunately, narcissist is formed, because deep inside he starts thinking, oh, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I am piece of shit. I am talentless. I am not capable of absolutely nothing. So please pay attention if you have children, because how you're gonna talk to them, behave with them. Be careful criticizing your children, because then you're gonna bring up into this world another narcissist. Because you have to understand, girls, that narcissist didn't fall from the cloud. There were parents who brought him up. There were parents or a parent or someone gave him this trauma. Someone was constantly unhappy, or made him constantly doubting himself, or made him believe that he can only be loved if he does something or gives something. Parents didn't teach him to look for himself, to look deep inside, to realize who he is, to value his own unique light. But what they did to him, they just made him and taught him to constantly compare themselves, compare him to the other. So it's number 3. I am God or I am nothing. He always must be the best, because if he is not the best, he is nothing. When he achieves to some top or something, I don't know, some award as the best surgeon, for example, then he achieved it. Then he feels like, oh, I am God. But unfortunately, it's not satisfying. That after that he wants more. After that he wants more. After that he wants more. They are never satisfied, because this doesn't have a bottom. So if he can feel good when he's on the top, but when he wants to stay on the top, but then he wants to go even higher, then he wants to, it's a hunger which never is satisfied, because he wants to be ideal, because he believes that only if he's ideal he's going to get the supply of love. The nightmare for them is not it's suddenly to get less of that love, or not to get this love at all. For example, when he's put in front of a situation, for example, it's a famous somebody, I don't know, politician or maybe singer or something. I saw a situation similar to this. So when he's given a choice, he finds out some information about someone he knows when they were drinking at a party, and that information is going to he can put this information out there to the world. And but if he does, he would have to confess that he always also was kind of there but didn't do anything. If he does it, he's gonna fall from the top. So there is a risk that there will be a group of people which will be not happy with whatever he does or will do. So if this man is given a choice to do something what his soul screaming for him to do, or to lose this crowd, he will always choose the crowd, because his most severe nightmare for them, and it could be a little crowd, maybe he's a head of a hospital, maybe he's a head of some group or religious group or whatever group, to him, to lose his little crowd or medium crowd or big crowd, this is the worst. This is the worst.